We can't get into the head of a person that would do something like this. We negotiated with this person. They seemed lucid during the negotiation. He wanted to kill officers. And he expressed killing white people. He expressed killing white officers. He expressed anger for Black Lives Matter. None of that makes sense. None of that is a reason or legitimate reason to do harm to anyone. So the rest of it would just be speculating on what his motivations were. We just know what he said.
It is my honor to introduce to you the President of the United States of America, President Barack Obama. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Please. Thank you. Please. Thank you very much. We're here to honor the memory and mourn the loss of 5 fellow Americans, to grieve with their loved ones, to support this community, to pray for the wounded, and to try and find some meaning amidst our sorrow. It's as if the deepest fault lines of our democracy have suddenly been exposed, perhaps even widened. And although we know that such divisions are not new, though they've surely been worse in even the recent past, that offers us little comfort. We also know that centuries of racial discrimination, of slavery, and subjugation, and Jim Crow they didn't simply vanish with the end of lawful segregation. They didn't just stop when Dr. King made a speech or the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act were signed. Race relations have improved dramatically in my lifetime. Those who deny it are dishonoring the struggles that helped us achieve that progress. But we know But America, we know that bias remains. We know it. I can no more disown him than I can disown my white grandmother, a woman who helped raise me, a woman who sacrificed again and again for me, a woman who loves me as much as she loves anything in this world, but a woman who once confessed her fear of black men who passed her by on the street, and who on more than one occasion has uttered racial or ethnic stereotypes that made me cringe. Whether you are black or white or Hispanic or Asian or Native American or of Middle Eastern descent, we have all seen this bigotry in our own lives at some point. We've heard it at times in our own homes. If we're honest, perhaps we've heard prejudice in our own heads and felt it in our own hearts. We know that. And while some suffer far more under racism's burden, some feel to a far greater extent discrimination's sting. Although most of us do our best to guard against it, and teach our children better. None of us is entirely innocent.
Hi, Facebook. I'm just reaching out to everybody because I'm just leaving church, and I prayed a lot about everything that's happened this week, and I can't stop replaying the image of these men being killed in my mind, and my heart weeps. But I think more than anything, I'm dealing with a bit of guilt because I don't feel sad for the officers that lost their lives, and I know that that's really not my heart. I value human life, and I want to feel sad for them, but I can't help but feeling like the shooter was a martyr. And I know it's not the right way to feel because nobody deserves to lose their lives. And I know that those police officers had families and people who loved them and that they didn't deserve to die. But I'm so torn up in my heart about seeing these men, these black men being gunned down in our community that I can't help.
No institution is entirely immune. And that includes our police departments. We know this. And so when African Americans from all walks of life, from different communities across the country, voice a growing despair over what they perceive to be unequal treatment.
Why? Why are you guys here? Are you fighting for what we are fighting for?
I asked you why you are cursing the police and why you're here. Tell me why you're here.
Are you here? Why the fuck
don't
are
have to
you
tell you
so
that.
entitled?
You don't have to tell you
Get
that.
the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
You won't get that.
Out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
When study after study shows that whites and people of color experience the criminal justice system differently. So that if you're black, you're more likely to be pulled over or searched or arrested.
He knocked over another ATM, this time at knife point. He needs your legal advice.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
More likely to get longer sentences. More likely to get the death penalty for the same crime. When mothers and fathers raise their kids right and have the talk about how to respond if stopped by a police officer, yes sir, no sir, but still fear that something terrible may happen when their child walks out the door, still fear that kids being stupid and not quite doing things right.
Oh, damn! The game knocked, I was like, when people boarding, like, they try to see where their hands goes at, and whoever come walking down the block or something, they just knock them out.
You just knock them out, you hit them with a blow, and you take their belongings.
5 individuals enter, and soon they're off. Angle 2, rack after rack loaded with new apparel out the door. An employee gives chase. Saturday, Clark Street, a half dozen enter, and flash, several racks, lightning speed, gone.
When all this takes place, more than 50 years after the passage of the Civil Rights Act, we cannot simply turn away and dismiss those in peaceful protest as troublemakers. We can't simply dismiss it as a symptom of political correctness or reverse racism. To have your experience denied like that, dismissed by those in authority, dismissed perhaps even by your white friends and co-workers and fellow church members, again and again and again, it hurts. These things we know to be true. And if we cannot even talk about these things, if we cannot talk honestly and openly, not just in the comfort of our own circles, but with those who look different than us or bring a different perspective, then we will never break this dangerous cycle.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today